Hi and welcome everyone. This is Gaming with Jason and I am Jason. Thank you for joining me today. Okay guys, so I am getting back on the horse. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an understanding of where I've been for the last year because I've been going through and reading the comments. And I do apologize about the cutting in and out. I've had to put some noise cancellation in. I am currently on the road and I'm putting in a Panera Bread. So in order to cut out a lot of the background noise, I've kind of had to put some audio enhancements to be able to make it work. So right now I have my first game back, as you can see here, and as you can hear, I have no games in my archive because I have been, I haven't played in about a year. So a lot of you guys, I'm just going to address some of the comments before I get into the tutorial and kind of let you guys answer a few questions. Do it verbally through the video instead of doing it through other means and through comments. Okay, so where have I been for the last year? So one of the things about playing a game long term like this, so I've been playing this game for quite a few years. And part of playing it for quite a few years is that from time to time you suffer burnout and then you've got to take some time off. Well, I took some time off, I got my head straight, and I decided to go do something else. So I also have another channel, and it's going to be complementing this channel because I'm going to be talking about Linux over there. It's already been monetized because I used it to document my trip, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the trip so you guys are caught up on it. But it's already been monetized. I was looking at this and I was seeing that all the views and everything, and I was like, you know what, I'm back in the game anyways. I might as well pick it back up and then keep with it long term. And just have something else to do other than just the one channel, because I really love this game. It is probably one of my favorite games, but from time to time I've got to step away because yes, one commenter said that I was emotionally involved. Yes, after a while you do get emotionally involved, just because of the amount of time and effort and energy that you put into it. Now I'm not able to put as much time into the game as I used to, because I have other things that I got to do. This isn't like 100% of all of my time, so that means I'm not going to get as emotionally involved in it. I've actually played a couple other games, which I've already won one more game, and I've lost quite a few. But I've been back for probably maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and I just decided, you know what, it's time to pick the channel back up again. So after I stopped posting here and started posting on my other channel, what ended up happening was I decided to go on a trip, sort my oats. Those of you that may not be aware of the predicament that I was in, 2021, I lost my janitorial business. A psychological toll on me, and dealing with the loss and everything else like that was something that I struggled with. So because of that, I decided to go sort my oats and take a trip. So I spent about $3,000, and I bought a mountain bike, and I started on the southern tier. I did about 1,000 miles on that tier, and then from there I decided I didn't like the bike, and so therefore I traded in my bike, got me some hiking gear, got me an external frame backpack, sleeping bag, a hammock. I even had a tent at one point in time. I got to deal with all kinds of trail magic. And a lot of the hiking actually restored my faith in humanity. There are a lot of people that, because of their experiences, because they haven't gotten away from humanity, go see what, not only to sort their oats, but other things. They have, I don't know, it's just, you get jaded after time. And so, being on trail, especially doing the Florida Trail, the Alabama Road Walk, and the Cody, and I was supposed to be doing the Appalachian Trail, but I got sick. I got food poisoning from a restaurant that I went to along the trail. I spent about 10 days in the hospital. After I got out of the hospital, because they wouldn't put me back out on trail, they dumped me at a homeless shelter in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I've been here for about maybe. With that being said, I'm going to have to take some time off trail, and I'm ready to set down roots and to restart my life. One of the great things about being an American and being in America is to have the opportunity that after you fall on your face, you pick yourself up by your bootstraps and you keep going. And so that's really what I'm doing here. And so that's just the long and the short of the journey that I've been on. So if you come over to my other channel, which is Epoch of Friar Tuck, It originally started off as a prepping channel, but I never really talked too much about prepping. It was more about what it was like being on trail, what it was like being on bike trail, and things like that. And so after getting here, I had somebody introduce me to Linux. And being a gamer that I am and liking to play games, and I got into a new game. It's called Star Conflict on Steam, which I'm here. And because I have Linux on my machine, I'm getting this thing is fast. I don't have the lag that I have, and all the other stuff, all the negative things that you get from Windows. I don't deal with in Linux. Now, it does require a little bit of a learning curve, which is what I'm discussing on the channel. I'm kind of easing into it as I'm transitioning from talking about being on trail to talking about using Linux as not only as a gaming machine, production machine as well. If you're doing IT, that's what my original education. I went to college to become a network administrator. Me and technology, we kind of have a history. So that's why I'm talking about Linux over there. But here, I will be talking about, mainly, I will be talking about this game because this is where all the traction came from. I was looking at all the views, looking at it from a business owner standpoint. And I was like, you know what? This would be, a great channel to pick back up again. And, this is my favorite game. So why not? And so now I'm going to come back with Headstrong. I'm going to start tutorials like I was doing. I'm going to be doing playthroughs like I was doing. This is kind of a playthrough, but I also want to be able to answer questions. So somebody asked a question, how do you change your military doctrine? Right now, I am Vietnam, and I am the Eastern Doctrine. One of the things I want to really master, because I mastered the Western Doctrine last time, now I want to master the Eastern Doctrine, because I think that the Eastern Doctrine out of all three is probably the strongest. The players that have the most success and repeated success generally do Eastern Doctrine, and that's because it is more defense-based versus offense-based, which is European and the Western doctrines. And so, having a defense mind, you are also able to kind of have a dual purpose as an offensive weapon as well, because those that attack you, you have the ability to defend against the brunt of the attacks, because you have artillery, and you can use cheap armor like the called the recon vehicles. So the recon vehicles kind of operate as as kind of like in the same way that Bradleys do for Eastern Doctrine. And as you see, I've got my infantry going up. We are on day 17, and as you see, this is the amount of space that we've taken. So this is me. We've got Thailand, who is an ally, and then we have Kazakhstan. Now, what I did do, I only had 3 people. I wasn't really building the coalition like I wanted to. So I saw because I moved up into the top 5. So here's where we are. So as you see, I'm number 3. Germany's number 4. Chad's number 1, and Thailand 2. And those 2 have been fighting for the spot the whole time. But Chad just kind of took off this morning. But I looked around the map, and I came up with an idea, because I want to see if I can, in 30 days or less, game time. And so what that means is that people have to take regions. They have to be able to take their area. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this in previous videos about my idea of this. Well, I'm actually having an opportunity to implement it. So I contacted Chad. I said, hey, look, man, you can own all of Africa, take it over quick, and that way you have the whole area just to yourself. And then not only that, I contacted Germany, because Germany was dominating Europe. As you see over here, Germany dominating Europe. And so I said, hey, you can have all of Europe. We've got everything else. And then that way we can win the server in time. I want to see if we can win it in less than 30 days, because that is the message I'm giving to the whole coalition. As you see, this is Chad, and he's gonna have a fight on his hands here with Nambia, but he was in a coalition with them. He left them to join us, and he can stand on his own because he's a strong player. Same thing with Germany. He left his coalition to us, and because his coalition was a stronger player. but I was looking at them, seeing where they were ranked, seeing how strong they were, and just recruited them. And because of my rank, I get a little bit more clout because they're like, oh, I can learn from you. So Germany, he wants me to teach him a little bit, so I taught him a little bit. Chad, he hasn't really asked for anything, but he's more interested in getting a win and quick win. And Thailand, he's outranks me. He's like 102. And just being with him, just watching him play, I get to learn a few things from him. And then Kazakhstan's the low-ranked player. He's like 28 or 31, something like that. So he is somebody that can just he can hold his own. So I gave him Persia in the Middle East because of how slow he moves, and he doesn't seem to spend a lot of time on here. And so I'm like, okay, sounds good to me. And so another thing that I'm doing is I am island hopping. If I have not mentioned this in previous videos, if you are wanting to get your troops over to the Americas much quicker, you are going to have to do what I like to call island hopping. So you have to have Guam and put an airport there, plus your origination airport, because it's about range. If you don't have an airport in Guam and you try and get to the United States without an airport in Guam and Hawaii, you won't make it. It won't let you go. It tells you the distance is too far. So in order to be able to hop over, so whether you're in the Americas and you need to play defense against Asia, or you're in Asia and you need to play offense against the Americas, because Americas is the weaker of everything, just because of your troops. You do a lot of fighting, over here in Europe and in Asia compared to the rest of the world. I mean, Africa is kind of low key, and the Americas are kind of low key. So if you set your airports up one there, and then over Hawaii, and you got one there. Well, now America is they either have to have a navy, which if you're gonna play over here in the West, and you're gonna play on this side of the world. One of the things I would strongly recommend that you build a navy, because that is going to be what not only keeps Asia at bay, but allows you to be on offense and actually have a chance. It's very rare that anybody over here in the Americas, maybe Argentina or Brazil, they generally win, at least on the servers that I'm in. But that's because they join a coalition that is more global oriented versus centralized. But any centralized American, unless you've got a bunch of super experienced players, they're not going to be able to. They're not really going to have much of a standing chance, because Asia has most of the resources next to Europe. The rest of the world is kind of resource poor. So if you are in one of those two regions, you stand a chance to be able to have a larger army to be able to be stronger. Okay, so I answered the question about the doctrine. Now let me answer one more question. So somebody asked, well, how do I get out of the game if I don't want to play it anymore? So you go in here, okay, there's your games. Now if you're on the mobile, there's a drop down, and you'll just click move to archive, or you click on the information button and you move it to archive, and what it will do is it will move here, okay? And then you just go search for new games, and you look for games. So I really want to get into Rising Tides, because it's more of naval based, and really want to learn Navy, you're going to do Rising Tides. If you're just like into ground war and stuff like that, and you want more diverse military, I like to play either Apocalypse or just the regular World War III speed. Okay, so that's just something for you guys to know. All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. If you'd like to do more for the channel, there will be things in the description, such as affiliate links, tip jar. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope that you guys continue to watch and grow and learn with me and become better players. And if you guys are interested in me playing other games, because I'm trying to keep my system, so I'm on Debian 12, which is Bookworm of Linux, and it's I'm set up more of a purist system. So I'm trying not to install like the Microsoft drivers, Microsoft software that allows certain games to be played. Now you can; it's not going to cause any issues. Steam works great with this if you're a Steam player. But I'm kind of trying to keep this as pure as possible. So some games that are tied to Microsoft, I'm just not going to be playing anymore. So if you have a game that you would like me to play, and as long as it doesn't cause me to install any Microsoft programs, just me and Microsoft, we're at odds right now. If you're looking if you're looking to get away from Microsoft because it slows down your computer is getting you see the security vulnerabilities. Linux is a great system to use, and I mean, as you can see, just to give you guys an idea of what Linux looks like, this is my desktop. This is Chattanooga, by the way. As you can see, it's got. Now I can get it to mimic Apple desktops, which I've got this down here. It still has the same menu. It does look a lot like Windows. So if you're used to Windows, as far as the user interface, that bad. But it does require a learning curve because you do everything that you do. So, anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you